You hear people say that they would rather have a handful of great friends over a room full of just friends. And Tara is one of the only people I know that has been able to do both. And that is why she has been to a lot of weddings. And been in a lot of weddings. Raise your hand if Tara's been in your wedding. So I wanted to do something a little different, because you've heard a lot of these speeches. As you can probably tell, I'm not from the Northeast. Tara and I met at a TV station in Albany where I was the token Southern belle and she was the spunky redhead. But for those of you who don't know, it all started a couple of decades ago where Tara grew up with her amazing brother Christopher and her family that I have come to call my northern mom and dad. So you might say, just a small town. But Tara wasn't just going anywhere. She went to Marist, made a stop in Philly and Boston, and then ended up in Albany again where our paths crossed. We became best friends about the second minute of our first road trip together, bonding over 80s music and Disney songs. And the inevitable holding back of the hair when someone had a little too much to drink, and that someone was usually me. I don't know how that ends up happening all the time. But eventually the inevitable happened, and my husband Charlie and I moved back to the South. And Tara said to me, if you leave Meanwhile, Dr. Carl was just down the road, waiting for the fateful day of the infamous Tulip Fest, when he would see Tara for the first time and instantly know, I want to love you. Tara, however, didn't remember his last name or even that moment ever happened. But luckily, he stepped up to the plate, took Tara to a Michael Jackson cover band, and eventually got down on one knee and said, "Meet me at the altar. You're young girls, we might as well do it." And that is why we are all here today, celebrating a couple that could not be more perfectly matched to each other. In their witty comebacks, their sarcasm, their love of Finnegan, and of course their ginger complexions. But in all seriousness, a greater friend I could not find. We have been through with each other life's most joyous moments, and the moments that were so full of fear that they took our breath away. And in my life, even from thousands of miles away, you are a true constant. And I thank you, because that doesn't happen very often. Which leads me to my hope for you, Tara and Carl. And you'll have to forgive me, because right now my life is full of a lot of Dr. Seuss and Winnie the Pooh. So I couldn't come up with a better piece of advice than always remember, you are braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Because loving each other and having a great marriage takes all three of those things. So let's raise our glasses to Tara and Carl as we say, I don't really have much else left to say. Let's leave it to the experts.